Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. I am Lindita. And you know what? I've got a lip smacking type of show today for you. Yes, I am making my braised pork rib recipe for you. So we're gonna start right away, okay? I got 4 pounds of my pork rib, okay? So what you wanna do is have it cut like about a 2-inch pieces, because if you get them too small, they will shrink down. So you don't want to do that. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to marinate these in the salt and pepper. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of each, salt and pepper. And of course, I'm going to use my little magic gloves here to give it that magic touch. So we're going to mix it all up, just like this. Yeah, about 2 inch. And you know, like I said, when meat cooks down, it does shrink down a little bit. So you want to just get it nice and seasoned. Just like that. So now we're going to set this aside, okay? Let it rest for about, I would say 5 to 10 minutes, you know, while we do our seasonings, okay? So I'm going to put this right here. Now, we're going to add to this, 3 cups of the vegetable broth. You can use water, and you can add a little bit. So you want to keep some on the side in case you need some extra. So I'm using the vegetable broth, up to about 3 cups. I see. And with this, we're going to add our seasonings. This is what's going to make this really unique and special. Okay, so we're going to add, first of all, we're going to go ahead and add our oregano. We're going to use about, it's about a teaspoon, 2. I mean, it depends on if you like that oregano, add a little bit more. And about a half a teaspoon of the cumin, and that's ground. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of the cinnamon, ground. Right? The little mixture going on in there. We're going to add 2 packages of Linditas. You can use the hot or the mild or both together. You know, make a medium blend. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our mixture right into it. Woo-hoo! Okay. So mix it up good, and we're going to let it sit for a little bit while I cut my vegetables, and I'll get that set up, okay? So I'll put this aside too. So now we have 1 whole onion. I use the yellow onion. I prefer that. It's a little on the sweeter side. So what you want to do is just cut off the ends. Cut off the ends, and then we're going to cut it in half like this. And then we're just going to slice it. Yeah. Be careful with the fingers. We're going to flip it around on the other side and just keep going. As thick or as thin as you'd like. I know I get those looks over there, Mr. E. I know. Okay, let's flip it. Now, whoops. Flies off. Okay, perfect. So now what we want to do is just put it in our tray, because it's going to go into our mixture as well. And we have 4 cloves. So what you want to do is either, if you have a molcajete, you know, just go ahead and just smash it. Like that. You want it mashed. But if you don't have a molcajete, okay, because you don't need to do anything else, just mash it. Just go ahead and take your knife. Just give it a nice little bang. You know, when you work out, that's what happens. Get it right. I know. I see. Perfect. I think they're pretty mashed. All right, so now what we're going to do, I got my little, I'll put that in there over there. We'll mix it up a little bit. This has been resting, and let's take it over to the range. Let's go. So we are ready to go, and I have my Dutch oven. You can also use like just a stock pot, a deep one. And this is always perfect for this recipe. So I've got it going right now on a medium heat. And I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of the canola oil to this. And we're gonna let it warm up just a little bit more. Let me see, whoa. Yeah, I can see it start getting warm there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add our meat. Let me just make sure here. Yes, it's ready. Okay, let's add our meat. Now we're gonna cook this up. And we wanna get all sides, so we're gonna leave it. So let's go for about 5 minutes, okay? Let it rest. It has been about 5 minutes, and we're still kind of working it. So this is what you want to do: is you want to just flip the meat around. I use my fingers, but be careful. Just like that. You want to just make sure that it gets just browned. All right. And there's some that are going to be a little tricky, but that's okay because it's going to be cooking for a while. This is the perfect time now to add our onions that we sliced. So we're going to add our onion, and we're going to mix it all up. And I went ahead and used my molcajete because I love hearing that sound, and it reminds me so much of my home. Right, sisters? My brother, right? Remember that sound? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add that right into it. And we're going to cook it until it's nice. Saute it. Perfect. I'm going to mix it all up. Whew, one just flew off. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and cover it for a little bit, for a couple minutes, and let the onion just get softened and the garlic. So we want to mix this up. My onions are ready. The garlic is nice and soft. So you just want to give it a little mix. Perfect time to add our seasoning. Okay. So now, the other part of the rest of my, so it's actually 4 cups. I'm going to go ahead and just add it right in. Give it a nice little swirl. And we're going to bring it, it was on a medium heat, we're going to bring it to a low. And we're going to cover it. It's going to cook for an hour and a half to 2, depending on, your range. But, you want to keep an eye on it, and we're going to keep stirring it up a little bit throughout the hour and a half. This will be a good time to get started on my lime rice. Let's check on our meat, and it looks pretty darn good. Oh, yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off, and it'll self-cook for a little bit longer, but it's all good. I'm going to turn it off, and let's start on our rice For our lime rice, what you're going to need is a tablespoon of your corn oil or a vegetable oil. And we're going to swirl it around. And then we're going to toss in some butter. Oops. Let me grab that. Yep. Didn't want to get out. Let's swirl it. Ooh, the mixture of the two is perfect. Now we'll go ahead and add 1 cup of the long grain rice. And we're going to cook this up till it's nice and golden brown for about 2 to 3 minutes. So let's just let it do its thing on a medium heat. Perfect. So we're mixing this so it won't burn. I'm going to bring down the heat a little bit because it's starting to get nice and brown. So what I want to do right now is add my clove. So I'm using my mincer for this. So we're going to put that right in. And stir it up. Yeah. Oh, the aromas are great. I love my garlic and I love my onions. What can I say? So now we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of the chicken broth. We're going to start with 2 cups. So nice and slow. We're going to give it a little stir. And you don't want to stir too much. So once it gets in here, now we want to bring it into like a little on the medium. No, we're going to go to a boil. What did I say? We're going to go ahead and go to a boil and let it cook up. So now that it's at a nice boil, I'm gonna pass it over to the next. I'm gonna bring it over to this side and we're gonna have it on a low, medium low, and we're gonna go ahead and cover it for about 15 minutes. And we wanna keep an eye on this because we will be adding 2 more cups eventually. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cover it and let it do its thing. And now we'll get started on our barbecue sauce, Lindita's special barbecue sauce. Now it's time to start our barbecue sauce, Linditas. So we're gonna add to this, we're gonna add 1 cup of the ketchup. So we're just gonna put it in our saucepan. 1 cup. Your favorite ketchup. And 1/2 cup of the brown sugar. Let's toss it in there. Whoa. Ooh, you know it's gonna be good. And we're gonna have 1/2 cup of the honey. Scoop it all in there. Here, want a lick? It's gonna be so good when you have this. Yum. All right. And we're gonna add some Linditas. And what I've done is with Linditas, I've gone ahead and ground it up. And you can use a small, like a bullet or a blender, anything that you'd like, and just add 1 package of Linditas. You can do the hot or the mild. And since I'm a hot girl, I'm gonna go ahead and add the hot. And it's about 2.5 tablespoons of Linditas. So we're gonna add it right in there. Woo! We're gonna continue with our apple cider. We got 2 tablespoons of your apple cider. And then 1 tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. All the secret ingredients. and 1 teaspoon, a half a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. Half a teaspoon of the onion powder. And a half a teaspoon of the garlic powder. Whoa. So I'm going to move this aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and whisk. Bring it to a heat here. We'll start like that. We're going to whisk all our ingredients together. The mixture. Till it's nice and smooth. Oh, yeah. Keep stirring it up. That looks pretty good. And we're going to simmer this for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. You know, you keep an eye on that. You want it nice and thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down to a low simmer, and I'm going to go ahead and cover it, and I'll check on it in a little bit. Our rice is still cooking. It still has some, it's almost ready to add some more chicken broth, so we'll let it go for another minute or two. Now, this is a perfect time to go ahead and add the remaining 2 cups. Maybe I'll give it a slight little stir. Let's go for another 10 minutes. And let's check on our barbecue sauce. Starting to cook up. Nice. And that was an apple cider vinegar that you want to add. There's a big difference. Oh, yum. Still cooking away. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so the rice is done. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, put the lid over here, and add my cilantro. And I'm adding 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro. You can add more if you'd like. And 1 lime, and I've already rolled it. You know, when you roll your lime, we're going to just squeeze the juice right in. 1 lime. Okay. Yeah. Perfect time to just fluff it up. You don't want to mix it up too much. Mm-hmm. Yum, yum, yum. So now, let's go ahead and put the lid on it. And you can crack it just to kind of give it, you know, to cool it down a little bit, but it's perfect just that way. Let's look at our sauce. It's all done as well. Ooh, mira. How pretty is that? Here, let me just ladle that for you so you can see the texture. Now, we're gonna go ahead and bring it over to our meat, which I've already, you know, it's all nice and done. It's cooked. It's ready to go. You can see some bones in there, and you can remove those now or later. Totally up to you. I'm gonna add some of my sauce. As much as you want, because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna broil these too. And of course you want some to dip as well, for dipping. Okay, 1 more for me. Okay, we'll set this down. Give it a stir. Ah, mira, oh, yum, yum, mm-hmm. Now we're gonna put it in our tray. And we're gonna bake it. Our baking tray, and we're gonna broil it. So, you want to keep some set aside for another dish, you can, but why not just go for the gold here, right? Toss it in. We have some juices left over. It's not gonna go bad, let me tell you. We're gonna eat it all up. Perfect. I'll leave that one for you, Ian. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put it right into our broiler. Toss it in there. And it's gonna go for like about 2 minutes. So make sure, 2 to 3 minutes, make sure you keep an eye on it. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes. And you could have it even longer if you'd like. But I think this is just perfect. So we're gonna let these sit and rest for a little bit up here while we get our tortillas going. And now, woo, let's get ready to make our tortillas. And I'm using the corn tortillas. You could use a flour too, because we're gonna have these on the side. So, woo, double it up. Welcome back, mis amigos. Oh, look at this, isn't this just beautiful? Oh, we just plate it up and add some lime rice to it, that's it. Add a little spice to it if you want with some jalapenos. And for your tacos, all you have to do is just remove the bone and put it in there. That's it. Add a little cheese, a little, fresco, queso fresco right into it, and voila. And if you want to add a little zest to it too, take your lime and just, that's it, that's it. Just add a little bit and it is complete. So for this recipe and many more, just go to linditasalsa.com. And until next time, mis amigos, enjoy. Salud.